Hey everyone, my name's Daniel, and in this video we'll be looking at how to use the Flow template, which is named after me. So before we go into the Power Apps and Flow, let's take a look at the list that we'll be using. And in this scenario, we are using a on-prem list, but you can do the same for the online SharePoint Online list as well. So we'll take a closer look at that when we talk about Power Apps. So here's the list. I've named that as test flow. This is running on my SharePoint environment, and here is the columns that are associated with this list. There's anything fancy about this. I've even put screenshots about all of this in my in the article itself, so you can take a look at that. But I just wanted to show you that this is the list over here. Okay, so now let's go into the into Power Apps itself. So in Power Apps over here, it is very important that you decide upfront what your environment is going to be. So in this example, I have used the Christian family, which is my default environment. That's the environment that I'm going to use. But if you have more than one environment that you need, then you need to decide which environment is going to be the one that you use to build this flow, because in that case you will also have to, because that's what connects all the connections over here. So in this environment, I'll be using this connection over here, the on-prem connection. I will also be using my connection to Facebook, connection to my Outlook email, to the Twitter, as well as the Yammer. So once again, key thing is decide on your environment ahead of time and make sure that your connections in that environment match your requirements. Okay, so now let's jump into Flow. In Flow, there's two ways to get there. You can on this vertical column over here, you can click on Flows itself. And then you should see all your flows over here, at least those which are active, or you can click on this link, which takes you to default to your flow page as well. And in this case, it'll be taking to all the existing flows that I have. And we will take a closer look at the at this flow over here. But say if you want to build one from scratch, all you have to do is come to your flow over here. Again, make sure that you decide which is your environment. And then after that, you just search for SharePoint. And once you get to SharePoint, you come in, scroll down a bit, and there you go. This is the template that I have submitted, and now it is available for your using as well. So you can simply click on that. Yes, this is the template I want to use, so click on that as well. And over here, there's a key step that you need to decide. For the sake of this example, I'm using the on-prem gateway connection, but you can go ahead and switch that and make it to the online connection as well. So I'll leave it to what it is right now. I also have the Outlook, Facebook, Twitter, and Yammer, so I'm going to leave everything as it is. And then you go and click on Continue. So there you go. You have the template, the pre-designed template, which is all here. And go ahead and you can fill in all the information that you need. One thing that is important is by default, only the list name shows up, but you can click on option over here to edit and go ahead and apply the site URL as well. So that's just a little tidbit for you guys. And then in the template again, you have these preset parameters and all these text over here with the variables, but you can go ahead and change all of that as you want. And obviously in the Yammer, you have to go ahead and select your group and all of that. So this is how you use the template. I am going to go ahead and show you the one that I've already built, and because I did a little bit of modification over there. So I want to focus a little bit of time on that. So again, the template, 90% of it is the same. I went ahead and created, I already have the SharePoint list, the one which I just showed you. There's the Outlook email, the Facebook post, and the Twitter post. But I made some changes on the Yammer side, and I'll focus on that. So again, the On the SharePoint side, simple, put in the URL, the list name. That's the same one I just showed you guys, and everything over there is good. On the email, made sure that it went to the correct person, put in a good subject. On the body, I went ahead and added some HTML over there just so that it presents itself in a little nicer and neater fashion. Post to my Facebook, thing is the same. Post to my Twitter, again, nothing fancy about that. On the Yammer section, I've put in some conditions because based on which OS is selected, I want to add that to the correct group on my Yammer network. So if the OS value that's selected is Windows 7, then post the message on the Windows 7 group. If it's not Windows 7, then check and see if the OS is Windows 8. If it is Windows 8, then go ahead and post the message in that group. And if it is not Windows 8, then go ahead and post it on the Windows 10 group. So the conditions and the sub-conditions are pretty straightforward. It's going to start with checking if it's Windows 7, and then it works its way down all the way to Windows 10. So again, in a quick overview, this is the workflow template which I had created. The workflow I created, submitted as a template, and the Power Apps and the Flow team were gracious enough to submit that and make it available to you for a template. And that's what I'm demonstrating over here. Okay, so now let's do a quick test. So I'll do that straight away from this list. We'll create a new request, say a new laptop for, let's say spring semester student. Device, let's give that person a laptop. Operating system, Windows 10. Owner, we know is a student. And let's see the date. We'll go ahead and type that in as say tomorrow. And we save it. So now there's all these workflows. I mean, the flow is running in the back end. If you recall the flow, one of the first things that should happen is it'll be an email that is going out. So we'll take a look at that. Then there's the Facebook, there's the Twitter, and then there's the Yammer. And the Yammer, the key thing is since the Windows the OS or the operating system selected was Windows 10, it should go in the Windows 10 group. So let's take a look at all of that. Again, this was the new item that we just submitted. So first things first, take a look at my email. There you go. There's the email. And that just came in. It says a new device request has been put in by Daniel Christian. And here's here's the request. So there's all the information. Remember, that's just the flow that we looked into. Let's now go back. And now let's take a look at my Facebook. Go here on the Facebook, refresh that a bit. And it says just now there was another post that was made. A request for laptop with Windows 10 for student came in. So this is a successful post made on Twitter. Again, let's refresh that. Another successful tweet was made. A request for a laptop with Windows 10 for a student has been submitted by me. And then finally on Yammer, 2 minutes ago, there was another one that was put in. This is the one, 2 minutes means this is just the one we put in. A request for a laptop with Windows 10. So it was successfully put in. All of those steps or the actions successfully went through, and all the connections worked. So once again, this is just a quick overview, and all the other information is provided in the Microsoft TechNet article. And hope you enjoyed it. Thank you.